and welcome back to Colouring with Amy. So I thought I'd come on and finish off this alcohol marker base Hannah Lynns Enchanted Faces. So I'm just going to get started. So I used my polychromos to go over the alcohol markers. I'm just going to zoom it in a bit. And I put shading in. So this is a very light pale turquoise. So I've got like a darker turquoise here. And I did very, very light pressure to put the shading in. And I then go over with a colour which is very similar to the alcohol marker that I've laid down, just to blend it out a bit so it's not very obvious that I've used pencil over the top. And that's essentially what I do to get the depth of colour and make it a little bit less flat. Doesn't always work, I have to be honest, but I've been enjoying the results that I have been getting. So, how's everybody doing? I think I came on and did a flip through of Welcome to the Village earlier on in the week. It's been a funny old week again. I worked from home today. And I went to try and do the supermarket shopping earlier, and I found I had a flat tyre. So I've got to get the tyre sorted. We've literally got like somebody who does tyres 100 metres away from my house. So instead of having to put on the space-saving tyre, I'm literally just going to drive at 100 metres. Tyre's coming tomorrow and they're going to fit it for me tomorrow. So it should all be sorted. And I feel very, very lucky to not have to drive to a quick fit or anything like that to get it all sorted out. And it was relatively inexpensive because of inflation. I was expecting it to be well over the odds, but it's only kind of like just over £60. So that's not too bad. It was a relief. I mean, it's not really what you want, having to fork out on a new tyre for a car, but there we go. I don't know how many people are in the UK watching, but I've been watching the on YouTube. You can watch the Queen lying in state with all the people walking past. So we've been watching that. I've been showing my daughter what it looks like. We're not going to make the trip up to London to go and see. I think it's just all a bit much. I mean, we don't live too far away from London, but you know, it's still the train journey up there, and then potentially queuing for something like 12 to 13 hours. And I just don't think my daughter's got the patience at 8 years old to queue for that long, to be fair. And I'm not sure I do. And I don't like the cold, so you know, if it was getting into the evening, camping out kind of styly, I don't think I like that very much. And then there's a portaloos apparently on the route. Just don't think I'd like it very much. So yeah, we decided not to do that. But you can, like I say, it is being live streamed on YouTube. And this morning I put it on, and so around the coffin there's all of her guards. So there's the ones, I don't know what they're all called, unfortunately, like the ones with the really fairy black hats. They were on there. So now I'm going over it in a colour which kind of matches the base colour that I put down. Oh, you maybe can hear my daughter there. So yeah, so she's got something like 8 to 10 guards surrounding the coffin, and they have to stand there in 6-hour shifts, completely and totally still. And my daughter was asking so many questions. Well, what if they want to go to the toilet? Well, they can't move. What if they need to go to the toilet? Well, will they wee in their pants? No, they will literally hold it for 6 hours. And we were watching last night, and then this morning at 6:30 I put it on, and I managed to see where they were changing, which was quite interesting to watch, because they kind of all move God knows how they do it, but they all move at the same time, all put their swords up or down at the same time, It must be hours and hours of rehearsal is all I can think. Then they all marched out of the hall. So it was quite incredible to watch, and I was amazed that, 6:30 when I switched on, that's what they were doing. So I watched a little bit of that again this morning. It is quite amazing to watch, and it's definitely history in the making, watching all of this playing out. So we've got a bank holiday next Monday, and we'll be at home. We're having a Queen's picnic, is what we've decided, while we watch the funeral. So that's what we're going to be doing on Monday. So I don't know if you can see that, but it's just added a little bit of shading onto the unicorn, and I might just darken up a few areas a little bit more, like there, here, just at the sides here, round to the bottom of her ear. I'm assuming the unicorn's a she. I guess I kind of painted it as a she, really. Yeah, so that's what I wonder what everybody else has got planned. Is anyone planning on going up to London to see the funeral? Again, we just thought it all was a little bit too much. But I would quite like to go up and see the coronation whenever that happens, which, could be quite soon. It could be quite a while. Apparently when Queen Elizabeth ascended to the throne, it was 16 months until her 16 months where she was queen before they actually did the coronation. So it could be as long while we wait for Charles. Right, so now I'm going to do a bit of shading in the hair, and I'm going to take, right at the roots, I'm going to go much darker with the purple. So what's everybody else colouring? I have finished something in Rita Berman's water book. I did one in A Million Magical Creatures, which I really, really enjoyed. I did something different with that this time. I've been tending to base The Million Magical Creatures with Bambino crayons, but I just tried it with straight polychromos this time, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I think I finally found the pencils that I like on Lulu Mayer books. I quite liked using my Arteza on them, so I might use them again, but I really like using the polychromos on that paper. So that is definitely what I'm going to be using in the future. I've got quite really nice vibrant colours. So yeah, really, really enjoyed that. So that was really fun. And then for Coloropoli, which is something that Chronic Colouring Down Under runs every month, I got Colour an Ugly Bird or Bug, which I've done. And then I also got Colour Something Beginning with A. So I'm either going to do a Hannah Lynn person beginning with A, or I got a book called Anne's Doodles. So I thought that might be quite good in terms of colouring something beginning with A. So that is what I'm going to do next, I think. I did look through my Magical Dawn by Hannah Kaharzon today, and nothing kind of jumped out at me in terms of what I might colour there. So I have got a couple of new books though, like if you saw my video earlier on in the month, in the week rather, I got a couple of Morgan O'Brien books, so I quite want to do something in those. And I got the new Rita Berman book, Meine Reise durch Asien. So I quite want to do something in that too. So yeah, that's the kind of plan. I'm going to do a flip through of the other Morgan O'Brien book I got, which was Matchstick Mouse Autumn. And I'm also going to do a flip through of Meine Reise durch Asien. Kind of do my take on it kind of thing. So that's going to come. I'll probably do one of those at the weekend. So So they're to come. But if there's any other requests of things you might want to see on the channel, do let me know. If you'd like to do a buddy colour, also love to hear from you. If you direct message me on Instagram, that's a good way to get me, or my email address is on the channel, and I'm happy to receive emails. So yeah, yeah, this month is very odd at work. It's kind of a so I work in a university, and so everybody who's been off for the past 6 weeks suddenly comes back and it's like, oh, what's going on? And it's like, well, I've been here all summer, so nothing's going on because I've been working. And suddenly things start coming to life again. So your email box suddenly gets clogged and you're like, oh, okay. So yeah, September's a bit of a weird month in that respect. And our start of term was meant to be on Monday. But obviously, with the Queen's funeral, we're having to delay the start of term by a day. So that's been interesting, because they talked about, you know, what would happen if the Queen died. Right, I'm going to do the hair now. What would happen if the Queen dies and there was a performance? Would we cancel our performances? What would we do? But they hadn't talked about what would we do if the Queen dies on the first, you know, or the Queen's funeral is going to be the first day of term. So that's I think that's kind of thrown a few spanners in the works. But we'll get through it, as we always do. We got through the pandemic. Now, I work in a performing arts at university, so, you know, teaching music, drama, production arts. So you can imagine in the pandemic, trying to teach music and drama online was not an easy feat. But we have an amazing AV department, and we normally hold like a gold medal competition every year it's a bit like the Young Musician of the Year, where they compete to win the top prize within the school. We held this where the orchestra were able to play together at the same time but in different rooms. We managed to develop the equipment so that could happen, and many people were going, how did you do that? And our AV team actually won awards for that, and they've done really, really well. So yeah, so, you know, if we can get through COVID teaching online, then I think we can get through moving one day of term to a different day. You know, it's difficult, but it's, you know, these things happen. Can't account for them sometimes. I think that was the wrong brand to use. I think I needed a bit of a lighter one. Wasn't happy with that. Not even happy with that. I don't want it to look green. I need this one. This one's better. Yeah, so that's kind of me, really. Just been working hard. I've got a lot of work done today, which is always nice, but I've been much more proactive in sorting out my diary and making sure I have the space to actually do some prep for meetings and things, which I haven't normally done before, and it's just, you know, when my mind's got the space, I will do the prep kind of thing, but sometimes that gets squeezed by other things, so I've really had to make sure that I've put the time in to do it properly, and it's working. It is working, so I'm really, really pleased about that. I am getting the space and protecting my time. So when people say, oh, can we just have a meeting now, tomorrow? It's like, well, no, actually, I've got some writing to do for this. So I'm actually able to say, well, no, because this has got to take priority. And so that's quite enabling in a way, because it means I can prioritise my time much better. And also, when someone asks you to take on another piece of work, you can just go, well, actually, no, I haven't got the space for that. So that's also quite nice. So I've just kind of gone over the hair, darkened it up a bit in places. What I wanted to do was the eye. So I wanted to make the eye a bit more of a darker blue in places. And they even add a bit of dark green to it as well. And I'm going to put some white in a little bit later. There we go, that's better. Put some dark green in hers, can you see that? There we go, that's that bit done. Right, then I want a bit of a darker red, just to darken up her costume. Just around the edges. So it's Friday tomorrow. Woohoo! Can't wait for the weekend. I can do some more colouring properly then. Colouring at the weekend is not, at the weekend when I get most of my colouring done. I get, good couple of hours to do that in the morning, because we normally slob around. We don't on Saturday because my daughter's got swimming and I normally take her to that. So can't do it so much on Saturday, but definitely on Sunday we slob around, which is actually really, really nice. I'm actually going to put a bit of red in her wings as well, just to kind of tie that together. We haven't got any plans this weekend, so that's nice. Got to stock up on a few bits. We're having a roast dinner and I forgot a really important element today at the shop to go in the roast dinner. Now I know that people have opinions about what their favourite part of a roast dinner is, and so my favourite part, is the meat, obviously. But there are some other elements that have just got to be on the plate for me. And one of those is roast potatoes. And I forgot to buy the potatoes for the roast potatoes. And my husband makes the best roast potatoes ever. And I forgot to buy the potatoes. And I just went, I forgot a really important element. And they went, well, what did you forget? The Yorkshire puddings? I was like, how is that an important element of a roast dinner? Now, I know there could be controversy there, folks. With what other people like on their roast dinner, but roast potatoes for me have got to be there. So now I'm going to darken up her, around the edges of her face and on the hairline. So this one's quite a dark skin that I've done. I have done, in the princess one I did last in the fairy tales and storybook darling, the skin was much paler. I'm not confident to do really dark skin at the moment. I would like to, because I just want to learn how to do it properly, so that I'm not always doing people that look like me, because that's not representative, is it? So there we go. Just darken up a little bit. There we go. So a little bit of shading there. Now I want to put a bit of blush on her face. Now I normally just kind of do it very, very lightly. My daughter made her blush look amazing. she just did it with pen, and I thought it looked really good. I was like, oh, I might have to copy that. So I like doing mine with pencil to make it quite subtle. And I just put it underneath the eyes, really, like that. Okay, then I wanted to make these tights into fishnets. So what I'm going to do is... oh, I'm going to need a different pen. So I've got some Staedtler pigment liners, and this should work. Oh my god, I don't know if you can see. Don't really know how to do fishnets, but I'm sure I can work it out. I just didn't want them to be stripy tights, and I wanted them to be see-through, so you can see her skin. I think that's how you do fishnets. Yeah. If it isn't, well, I know what I was going for. There you go, that's worked. Right, so that's that. So that's kind of all the shading I wanted to do. I need to do the wings here. I know I missed a bit here. And that's just a little bit more in the unicorn's eyes. I wanted to do a bit of grey. There we go. Then I need to do a little bit of sparkle here, and I thought I would actually match what I'd done with her. So it was mainly pink, and then I added that red. And then I'll probably put some Winsor & Newton iridescent medium over the top to make them a little bit shiny. What I might try in future is actually just doing this straight with pencils rather than putting the alcohol base down. But I just like being able to get the colour down, I think, first of all. It looks quite nice doing it that way. Okay. Okay, that's that wings as well. Right. Now we're just going to add some sparkle. I need my pencils, and we're going to have some pink metallic for these stars. I can hear my daughter playing upstairs with Daddy. Go, that's that. Then we're going to have silver buttons. It's metallic, it's silver with other bits in it. Yeah. Like that. Great. Then I want to do her horn. And that is going to be this pink and this purple. See that? No, I've got on shot, am I love these Pentel jewel hybrids. My absolute favourite things in the world. They're just so shiny and pretty. Oh, and then all this purple. There we go, and I might just put a little bit of sparkle in the corner, and I was thinking about a little bit of sparkle above her eyes, like so. I want to do that gold star on her face. Like that, and I wanted to put a bit of this on her lips. I think, oh, I know, I missed something. Oh, I missed a bit of her hoof the other day. The unicorn's hoof, just here. There we go, that's better. So that's it for now. I think, folks, that is essentially how I've added the shading in over the top. I've added some sparkle on the dress, there's some shading on the unicorn, some shading in the hair, done a bit more of the eyes, added some sparkle on the horn, done a bit more of the hair. I just want to add some white dots in her eyes. A bit in hers as well. Like that, and then all I have got to do now is the background, so you'll just have to wait to see that when I've done my completed pages, how I finished it, and I will put some Windsor and Newton on the wings, so you'll have to watch my completed pages at the end of September to watch how this is finished. I hope that's been useful. Thank you for, I can't remember the subscriber's name, and I will get better at that when people ask me to do stuff. I hope that was useful in terms of how I use alcohol markers. And I will be doing one on how I use my water-based markers in Fragile World. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!